Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I got a question here. Actually, it's a long email. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to give you the gist of it because I think there's a couple of things to address here. Two basic things here. This basically comes from a gentleman who has expressed his interest in both web development and web design, and he basically started off doing web development, and he's done a lot of that, and he got bored of it. He lost the motivation, right? I've done videos on what to do when you lose your motivation. You can check that out. I talk about this subject a lot, right? And then he started doing some design, and he's doing some design in Photoshop, and he's loving it so far, and he really likes it. So he wants to know, basically, what should he do? Should he go to web development or web design? Which one is better? So should he write code or should he make things beautiful? So there's a couple of things here. So the first thing I want to unpack here is, again, I've talked about this a lot, but losing motivation, right? Something that was shiny and new, wearing off and no longer being shiny and new is not a reason to quit. That's not it always is going to happen. Most people are not champions. Most people are not successful, extremely successful in life, because they give up too soon, because they don't know how to work without motivation. Again, I've done videos on this one. There'll be a video here on how to work without motivation. You need to understand this concept and not make decisions based on that. You need to take your emotions and how you feel about a thing and remove that, step outside of yourself and think logically and say, okay, what is the best for my future? What am I trying to accomplish? What are my goals, right? And realize that you're not always going to be motivated. And motivation waxes and wanes. So yes, it's a natural process to be really interested and motivated about something that you're just learning or just starting to do at the very beginning. And then after some period of time where you hit the trough, right? There's this trough where you're making progress, but it's slow. Because at first you're making really fast progress and it's highly motivating and it's interesting, right? But you hit this trough of time where it's no longer that interesting. You're not learning that fast and advancing that fast anymore, and it just feels like it's boring. But at the end of that trough period comes another period of, that's where mastery, right? Where you start to become really good, you become skilled, and it starts to have value again in it. And then you're gonna go through the trough multiple times, right? Every time you're casting off your old shell and coming out and coming into the new version of you, you got that trough period, right? I have the trough period with video. I'm hot right now on videos. Damn, I'm doing good, right? Because I feel energized, I feel motivated, I feel like I can record videos and talk. I don't have to sit there at the camera trying to wonder what to say. But just 2 weeks ago, I was in a trough. I didn't know. I was like, what happened, John? You used to record videos good. You're hemorrhaging subscribers because people are like, this is some boring ass shit. What the hell, right? Because you something triggered you, turned off. But then I came out of the trough and I'm back. Right? At least I am for now. At least I feel I have. I've grown, and and I'm excited to do the videos again. Right? It happens. It goes, waxes and wanes. Your skill level, your motivation, all of these things, they change over time. So don't let that be the thing that influences you, right? When you're making these kind of decisions. Okay? I'm not saying that like if you just totally don't like something and you hate it, and it's not motivating to you at all. Okay, that's a totally different thing. I'm not saying do that. But if you love something and then you start to lose some motivation, realize that whatever you pursue is going to be hard. It doesn't matter. The thing you love the most, you will hate the most at some point in your life. Just recognize this, especially if someone pays you to do it. I promise you. Okay, so now let's get into the issue. So with that caveat, which is better, web development or web design? Okay, I'll give you the generic answer. Should I say it depends? I'm not going to say it depends. What I'm actually going to say is both. If you really want to be extremely valuable today, the unicorn of developers is a web developer who can design. I think I've said this before, right? In this video, I'm not good at design, I believe. And most people aren't, right? But if you are the rare breed of person that has a passion for design, can get good at design, and is I'm just going to say decent at web development, right? There's a lot of things that you can do, right? First of all, you're going to be extremely valuable in any company because it's easy. It's easier to get web developers. It's easier to get designers. It's hard to get both, and it's hard to get them to communicate. If you can be that person, you're a pretty awesome force, because what you can do is you can mock stuff up and have it work, right? So you could be the prototype guy who like puts a new feature in and designs the feature, and it's beautiful, and that's awesome, right? Especially for a small team where they don't have a designer, or or they don't have a design team. If you can be the developer and the designer, right? That's pretty awesome. I know that there's a lot of software development teams that would love to get their hands on you. So both is really valuable. And the second thing is, if you want to be an entrepreneur and you can do design and development, you've got it made. Because one of the tough things, like if you're building a SaaS application or trying to build some kind of application as an entrepreneur, as a programmer, is making the thing look good. I suck at that. I'll be honest with you. I can't make things look good. Like, I can code up a storm, right? I'm good at that, or at least I was good at that. I'm still good at it. But anyway, the design part has always been difficult. Not that I couldn't learn design, right? I did the video. I told you anyone can learn design. But if you can have both of those things, then you can come up with ideas and you can launch those ideas. You need less people, right? You can be the person. You still got to learn a little bit of marketing and some sales, some business skills. But you've got sort of the two important skills to create. You can create the product yourself, which is really, really important, because looks matter. Selling stuff, it matters what it looks like. It really does. And people will judge something, right? You could be a really good coder, and someone will look at the user interface or what the design is, and if the design looks crap, it makes them feel like crap, and it makes them feel like your skills are less. Whereas you could be a crap coder and you have this beautiful design and everyone thinks it's awesome, right? I mean, how many times have you been there and seen that, right? I've seen it so many times. It's frustrating, but it's true. But I even still do it myself, right? I look at services and stuff, and I look at their website and I look at the design, and if the design is crap, I assume that the software itself is crap. So I think if you can do both, that's great. It's going to take some time to develop both of those skills. If for someone that wants to develop both of those skills, create little projects where you create the design and you create the code that makes it work. Little things, right? So that you can practice both of those skills. But I would go both. I like going both. I think that's cool, and I think that you'll be extremely valuable. Anyway, if you like this video, I have a request for you. Well, two requests for you. One, click the subscribe button. Obviously, right? I mean, who would want to subscribe? If you're already subscribed, thumbs up is always appreciated if you like the video. If you don't like the video, you can leave a thumbs down. I won't cry. But the other thing is, if you have a question for me, career related, otherwise, girls, fitness, whatever you want to ask me, email me at john@simpleprogrammer.com, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for subscribing. See ya.